Hello everyone. Just to preface this video, there's gonna be spoilers. We're gonna go over like the entire ending of that final episode of Stranger Things. So please, if you have not watched it, pause this video, go watch it, and then come back and see if you agree with all the crap I'm about to say. I hope it's something that you haven't seen yet before and it gives you a new perspective on this ending. I don't know about you guys, but me personally, I feel like this finale did a great job of tying up things nicely for the characters that we've kind of grown to love over the past 9 years. If it's been 9 years. Despite this, I do believe the finale missed out on opportunities for emotional weight. No one died. Simply just no one died. And if you even think about the ending with Kali for even a second, it's extremely illogical. I'm sorry, there's just no way she survived the gunshot to the abdomen for like an hour while they're fighting Vecna and the Mind Flayer, rescued the kids, brought them back to Hawkins. And then mustered up the strength to conjure two major spells. I mean, there's just no way. There's simply no way. I love that sort of effort by the Duffers to make sure that everyone has their own good, happy ending, but that could have been 100% better. Alright, despite my opinions, let's actually get back to what this video is actually about. In the final D&D scene with Mike and all the friends, Mike tells everyone that Eleven survived, that Kali survived, and that she helped cast the illusion that she vanished in the Upside Down. As we sort of enter this final D&D scene, this final scene of the epilogue, 18 months had passed since the whole incident had occurred. And in that time, we learned that Eleven had never talked to her friends, had never reached out to Mike, and instead it pans to Eleven traveling and visiting a place with two waterfalls, hitting on that happy ending that Mike had sort of given to her, or given her the idea for. And in that moment, I thought to myself and was left wondering, why did she never return to Mike? Why did she choose to hit on that happy ending? Why did she choose to go through with that happy ending without him? It seems kind of stupid, maybe a little disappointing that the two of them don't get their happy ending together, and I just didn't quite understand it at that moment. And so, whatever reason, this morning when I crawled out of bed, it must have not been sitting well with me, how I've sort of panned out this ending in my mind. And so, it kind of just hit me. And I realized that the answer lies within Mike's conversation with Hopper. And I'll do my best here, but the conversation reads out, I had this plan that me and Elle, we were going to go someplace far away and no one would find us. And I said this thing about going somewhere with three waterfalls. I mean, I don't even know if she believed me. Who would? Three waterfalls? I mean, it's so stupid. Childish. It was a fantasy plan. I should have had a real one. And then Jim says, Elle made her choice. Now it is time for you to make yours. So what does this all mean? As a metaphor, I sort of want you to take our entire time with our Stranger Things characters, this entire storyline of Stranger Things, and compare it to or consider it a Dungeons and Dragons campaign. Ooh, shocker, I know. Hang with me here. This entire time, just treat it as a D&D campaign, full of fantasies, role-playing, and story. Mike, Lucas, Dustin, and even Will, now that the hive mind is destroyed, are normal people, real people, and their campaign and their fantasy world has come to an end. Eleven, as a character, to put it simply, will always be fantasy. She will never stop bringing on these crazy situations as long as she's around. As long as she's surrounded by her friends, she will always prolong this campaign and keep them from actually experiencing the real world. So by her not returning to Mike and her friends is a direct message from the Duffer Brothers. They're essentially saying that life in a fantasy world can be creative and explorative. It can be freeing and fun. It can be distracting and even bring out some of the best experiences and memories that you can share with friends that have the same sense of fantasy. But you can never quite escape the real world. It's simple. At some point, whenever that may be in each person's lives, you have to grow up. And I'm not talking about the sense of getting a job or any of these material things, but instead to apply those same concepts that makes fantasy so much fun to the real world. All good things must come to an end. Whether you like it or not, the world will change around you. It won't wait for you. Mike had to accept that Eleven made her choice to leave and never return, and in doing so, accepted that the fantasy world he had been living with had finally come to a close, that the real world kept moving even if he didn't. He also realized that he couldn't be trapped by what was or what could be, but instead to live presently, to grow and to enjoy his friends and to share that same love of fantasy and adventure with younger generations. And that's what the real world has to offer. This entire ending was the Duffer Brothers etching out their, at least in my personal opinion, etching out their youth. I'm sure somewhere along the lines they tried so hard to hold on to the past, to those campaigns, to those fantasies, to those great memories, but they eventually realized that they had to accept the real world has its own virtues, its friends, and exploration of its own. And they personally shared that gift of imagination that they love so much with us. And that's the brainchild, that is the end product of Stranger Things. At the end of the D&D scene, Max closes out by asking Mike where Eleven had gone. She literally says, "Where did she go?" And Mike replies, "No one knows. No one will ever know." 11 won't come back because at some point the fantasy needs to end. We all need to return to the real world, enjoy what's in it. For 11, that's her waterfalls. For Mike, his storytelling. For Lucas and Max, it's each other. For Dustin, it's his curiosity and Steve. And for Will, it's finding his own place in the world. The fantasy world, as great as it may be, can't capture that. You gotta feel something real. That's what I believe this ending means. Let me know if you agree, I guess. I apologize if it's separate to what you guys were thinking. Anyway, thank you so much to everyone who watched and watched fully. And yeah, Stranger Things is finally over. What a wild ride, right? Happy New Year's, everyone. And I don't know about you, but I'm going to stop making this video and I'm going to go enjoy the real world. So, peace out, everyone.